I am the sword in the darkness.
Hey guys, so I just got back from this weekend's locals, and I topped with this deck over here. This is a very similar build to Lucas Peterson's top 8 deck. It's Spirit Ghostrick. Very strong deck. Like I must say, really showed what it was capable of. The only change I'll say that I made is that I took out one Thunder King for a Lance. So yes, I know this is a net deck. What I wanted to do was basically I absolutely love Ghostrick. I'm okay with spirits too. You know, my teammate, he likes spirits a lot. So I've kind of always been okay with them. But I've always been looking for a good way to play Ghostrick. So when I saw this topped, I figured I would give it a run. I tried it out today. Just swapping that one card, and now I know what kind of things I want to customize. So I'll say that. Obviously, I changed the side deck completely. But there's certain things I want to change in the main deck, and I'll explain why after I do the deck profile. So obviously, the main engine of the deck is in fact the Spirit engine. The reason this is so good is just because it creates such an advantage. Whether it's just getting that extra summon off of Nikki, getting these little 800 pushes. Nobody wants to waste their mirror force and stuff on the 800s, so you actually get a lot of damage in just through this. Aratama gets you the searches. It's a great way to plus. Aratama is the searcher. You summon it, you search the spirit, and it's any level, so you can even get Dark Death Spirit. Generally, if you open Aratama, you'll search the Nikitama, so you have plays for next turn. Nikitama. Not only is it a double summon like caster, Evil Swarm caster, but also it has a secondary effect that if it's sent to the graveyard, which is any method, so including being detached as an Xyz material, while you control a spirit, you draw a card. So one of the better plays that this deck has is going you summon Nikki, then you get your extra normal summon on Aratama, and you special summon Kage Tokage. So then you're going to get your search off of Aratama. With the Aratama search, depending on the rest of my hand, I'll either get a Dark Death Spirit, or a Nikitama, since I'm about to use it. Then I overlay the Nikitama and the Kage Tokage for a Lavalval chain. With the Lavalval chain, I detach and put a BLS, depending on what I have in my hand, generally a BLS, on top of my deck, and then Nikki will resolve, and since I already control Spirit, the other Aratama, I'll draw the card that is just stacked, which means I basically just searched off a BLS, which is absolutely incredible. And at the end of the turn, I'll get my Aratama back. I searched another Nikitama. The only difference is I basically got a Lavalval chain on the field, and I swapped a Kage Tokage for a BLS. Then we play Izanami. This card worked really well when I was testing, but today I didn't like it that much. Blackluster Soldier is Blackluster Soldier. That's all there is to say. Caius. I love that these guys are all level 6 because Ptolemy is incredible. There are times when I would go, Caius, maybe gets Veilered, then I'll make a Chaos Orc, and then I'll overlay them, make a Ptolemy, and add the Chaos Orc back. There's a lot of really cool plays you can do with that. So you play 2 Caius, because you have a lot of tribute fodder in the Ghostrick engine, and 2 Chaos Orc because it's a Chaos deck too. Dark Death Spirit, I absolutely love this card. This card was amazing. It was really useful to get over Honor Arc actually. You summon it, they detach the one material it has, and then you attack over it. Dark Dust is it's really clutch because it's searchable generally as the last option. You almost always have a Ghostrick on the field, or you might just be able to go Nikitama, extra normal summon tribute for Dark Dust, and then Nikitama, since it was sent to grave and you control Dark Dust, you can draw a card, so that's pretty cool. Triple Veiler, a lot of monster effects hurt the deck, and it's a light. That's really it. The main part is that it's a light, and it's just a great card. 2 Ghostrick Jack Frost. 3 Jiangxis and 3 Marys. Now the reason it's numbered like this confused me too. When I initially started testing, I thought I would want to change the numbers, but I'm actually very happy with this. The only thing I might do in the future is add a Ghostrick Spectre, because I think that would actually be pretty cool in here. Just to keep a monster on the field and draw cards too. That being said, the reason that it's good like this is because generally the way it's going to work is you're going to start with the Mary in hand. You're going to take your damage, you're going to get your Jiangxi, with the Jiangxi you get Mary, with the Mary you get Jiangxi. So you just keep doing this, and your opponent keeps attacking, and you keep, having resources, and then in the end you'll get your Jack Frost. That's generally the way I've played it. Then you've got your 3 Kage Tokage. This just makes so we can make the Lavalval chain, as well as just easier rank 4s. And the last card is a Kinkabayo, another card that I found subpar today, personally. I actually was playing pure Ghostricks before, so I'm a huge fan of Kinkabayo. I don't have anything against it. I didn't find it very useful today. 2 creature swaps. Honestly, this didn't go as well as I had hoped. I mean, in testing, I would just, summon my Aratama, search a monster, swap it, get my opponent's monster, and then I would end my turn and I would get my Aratama back. So really, like, pluses. But overall, creature swap didn't do that well for me, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna cut it just because I think I'm gonna give it another chance, but we'll see. Allure of Darkness. This overall it's a good card, but sometimes it forces you to banish things you don't want to. But in the end, I think it's much better than not playing it. Dark Hole. This is really cool because you start a lot of turns off with either one monster on board and no monsters, so you can get some easy, quick damage in. 2 lands. This worked out really well for just protecting my guys. Eventually, people realized that they should probably Phoenix Chain the Aratama, but that didn't happen when I lanced them. Triple MST just for general back row removal, and 3 Raigeki Break. Now this is another thing I questioned. I'm usually a fan of Raigeki Break, and given that the amount of hand advantages this deck creates, you would think it's good, but generally if I have 6 monsters in hand, it's because I want all those 6 monsters in my hand. I generally don't want to discard any of them for Raigeki Break. But then the other issue is, since I only have 3 slots for traps, I want to make sure that the traps that I'm using are available at all times and are chainable, which Raigeki Break is. And if I was using something like Mirror Force or Bottomless, then they're much more susceptible to the MSTs that everyone is playing. So that's why I played Raigeki Break. That's why I kept the Raigeki Breaks in there, rather. So basically, this is my side deck now. It worked really well this side. Very happy with it. Double Max C. This is just for anything that special summons a lot. Blackhorn. This card is just great against so many matchups. Anything that spams rank 4s like this deck. Yeah. Dust Tornado for general more back removal. Mind Crush. So many things add to their hand. You just get rid of it right away. Triple Overworked. This can really be used in a lot of matchups. Noble Knights. It helped. Fire Fist. Even Gravekeepers if that becomes a problem. And Royal Decree, just you have those 3 trap slots. If you don't want to deal with traps, you just put the decrees in. One game against Gadgets, I drew all 3 decrees, and that was really weird. Anyways, the extra deck is just a Dweller, Ptolemy, and Emerald. Emerald is actually really clutch because you can just make a free rank 4 basically, without using many resources, and then you get your Ghostrick engine. You get like the whole thing back almost just by adding back like, I don't know, 2 Jiangxi and a Mary or something, and then you draw a card off of it too. And if you did the Kage Tokage play, then you get to draw another card. Diamond Direwolf, I never used it, but I wouldn't take it out. Downerd, I played this. I may run into it one time, but it was as the last ditch effort. Exiton, yeah. Cowboy, Alucard, never made it, but it's definitely possible to make it. Dullahan and Slack Magician are the rank 1s. King of the Fair Olymps, great card. Sometimes, depending on how set up the hand is, you don't always want to go for the big Lavalval chain play. So I'll make the same play with Nikki, Aratama, and Kage Tokage, but I'll instead go into a Fair Olymps. I actually managed to OTK Mermills doing this because I had Nikki, Ara, and 2 Kage Tokages, which is an insane field. Because from that you can just do everything. So Fair Olymps is good. Lavalval chain, I already told you the play. 2 arcs. I only played 1. I think I actually played a 14 card extra deck today. Kind of funny. Black Ship of Corn. This actually worked really well against Noble Knights because if they can't get something going and this doesn't destroy, so it worked pretty well. Yep. So that's the deck. The things that I would change, obviously, I would take out the Izanami and the Kinkabiyo, whatever. Izanami is really cool. Later game, I find. If you have, and it can get you general pluses. If you have this, a Nikki in a hand and a Nikki in grave, you can actually discard the Nikki to add back the other Nikki, and then you just summon your Izanami to draw a card, which is kind of cool. But other than that, I didn't find it very useful. I found that late game, you generally, if you're not winning, it's because your opponent has a setup. And the thing is, with the problem with Spirits is I'm not getting anything on board, right? So if my entire turn is just summon Izanami and add an Aratama back, and then my opponent still has stuff, that's generally not going to go very well. So I think I'm going to cut this for something like maybe a Pot of Duality or Swords of Concealing Light. I'll see. I haven't decided yet. And the other thing is Kinkabiyo. I would probably cut it for the same thing and whatever I cut Izanami for. As far as the Raigeki breaks go, unless if I take these 2 out for more traps and create 5 trap slots, I don't think I'm going to change the Raigeki breaks, but that will come with more testing. So I'd like to thank Lucas Peterson for, of course, building this wonderful deck. I owe it to him. I'm not going to pretend that this was my idea. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's one thing. The deck was a ton of fun, much more fun than I've had Yu-Gi-Oh playing in a while. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, check out our videos, and I will see you next time.